caught you walking, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so welcome to Extra Credits, the one show where we talk about video games instead of playing them. Like every good game. Okay, I can't finish that sentence.
So we're IGN now.
7.5 out of 10. Too much water. Yep. Joining me is my wonderful co-host. He has wise fun look away. We have Cass the Gravedigger.
Yeah, I've never heard that one before. How's everybody doing tonight?
I was trying to mix it up. So yeah, we're talking about superhero video game today, and
Arkham City. Good night, everybody.
So I figured if I was talking about superhero games, I needed somebody with some credentials on the topic, somebody who has kind of formed a league around comics, who considers himself a bit of a lord. I don't know how he got that title. I don't know who he had to bribe, but here we are. We have, much to my dismay, Jared from Comics League.
How are you, sir? Did you drink your prune juice? Did you watch Wheel of Time?
He's getting them all the way. He's getting them all the way.
Did you finally admit that Nightwing belonged to Batgirl?
All right. So thank you, Jared, for being.
Yeah, see you, everybody. Be sure to tip your waitress.
Yes. Let's tip Jared.
Yes, please. Thank you.
But yeah. So superhero games is kind of like a genre in and of itself, like Star Wars games, which we will be talking about at some point, probably around May the 4th, which I'm doing it. Yeah, May the 4th is actually on a Sunday, so on May the 4th we will be talking about Star Wars games. I mean, it's like poetry; it rhymes.
Yeah, exactly. Now
Yeah.
the question is, will you be cosplaying Jar Jar Binks? That's all I need. That
What?
That silence is all I need.
Stunned silence.
I hate you so much. So yeah, superhero video games, they go back a long time. So let me as Jared would say, consult the stone tablets.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jared, do you know how far back superhero video games go?
I know there was a Spider-Man game that looked nothing like Spider-Man. It was basically a stick figure.
Oh, it gets even better. So let me show you something, Sarah.
No.
So this is Superman on the Atari 2600.
Yeah,
we do have Silly
I figured
Girl
there
in the
was.
chat.
It looks way more fun than Superman 64. Why would you ever want to try to Clark Kent?
Oh, man.
Nick remembers he was a ripe 63 when this game came out.
I look good for being in my hundreds. You got to admit that.
Yeah.
I just turned your negative into a positive.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
But yeah, so I think oh gosh, this commercial. Oh my god. Okay. I was gonna pull up some gameplay of Spider-Man on the 2600, but then I saw this commercial and I'm like, oh my god, we have to watch this.
I'll blow this town to smithereens! Time bomb! Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man!
Watch me cut my web, Goblin.
Watch yourself fall,
Look at this!
Gotta stop the bombs in time.
If I don't get you, webhead, my diagnoses will!
They couldn't even make them red.
Out of nowhere!
Is this more action than even Spider-Man could handle?
No.
Spider-Man, a video game from Parker Brothers.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They couldn't even make them red. He's just black.
Yeah,
He's just
exactly.
Venom.
It's a Venom game. It's actually a Venom game.
Oh, it's Miles Morales.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. It's Miles Morales
geez.
30 years before he was created. Oh my god.
They did a reverse flash there. It was me, Barry.
God
I
dang
put
it.
Miles Morales in the game.
He messed up the timeline again. But yeah, so most people, when they think of superhero video games, the earliest they think they can, like most people recall, is the NES era, and we got some really interesting games in that era. So, you know, a lot of them were done by the AVGN. Jared, what's the earliest superhero game you remember playing?
I remember playing, most likely, if I think back, Superman Returns on the Xbox 360.
Wow, you really are young.
Well, yeah, I got an Xbox around the time Halo 3 came out.
As one is wont to do.
As one is want to do. So yeah, I played that and I loved it because, again, I always emphasize, at least what that game did well is had a system to get around the Superman is invulnerable thing because your health was the city. And I feel like if they did that with like Superman, if they made a Superman game, but that was your health, that would work.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's brought up a lot among
But
the.
what's
the
cool
Superman
about
Discord.
it is that you can unlock the ability to change into Bizarro, and then the objective turns into destroy the city.
Okay, Gojira.
Yeah, which I love. It was a really fun game. Plus, you could fly at super speed, and then as you gain super speed, it's like you would all of a sudden start to hear people talking stuff, like you were breaking the sound barrier.
Ooh,
Essentially like Man of Steel. There's a lot, so that should tell you a reason why I like this game. And then from there was the Arkham games.
yeah, Arkham games are pretty legendary. I know for me, like some of the ones are like on the Super Nintendo Genesis. Those are my first exposure. There were some of the arcade games were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jared, I'm going to show you this one. You may or may not think this is interesting. This is the Superman arcade game.
Who's he fighting? Why is Superman taking cover? Is he fighting the Flash in Reverse Flash?
Also, I need to mute this because they're playing the John Williams theme, and I'm going to get copyright.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I like this. I think I played this like once in arcade at one point. And like I like how you can like fly up and whatnot. It's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm of the opinion, by the way, that nowadays superhero games should be all open world.
I mean, not necessarily. I feel like some games do benefit from certain structures, but yeah, lots of them open world benefit. Plus, honestly, open world games are kind of played out in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the same.
I disagree.
Yeah, you're allowed to disagree. But yeah, Cassie, what's the first early superhero game you remember?
Let's see here. I would probably have to say Superman on the NES, where you had to like use your powers like magic points. You know, you can only use your powers one at a time, and they costed like magic points or something like that. And it was okay. I mean, wasn't the greatest game ever, but I think for nostalgia reasons, it might be fun.
All right.
But, yep.
Jared,
she
this
is.
is it.
Oh God.
Jared, mad at playing this one. Superman.
Yep. That's it.
This looks like Pokemon Superman.
You know what? I can actually see that.
It's
So,
Pokemon.
She should not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think for me, like the earliest superhero game that I remember, and this is actually going to come out of left field, is the X-Men games on the Genesis. Like as far as like the earliest ones I remember.
Gambit.
Oh. Yeah, these games are something special, I gotta say.
Yeah, Clone Wars is actually really good. First one, not really that great. Clone Wars is actually really good.
The music. Oh, that's so good. but yeah, a lot of really good, really like beat 'em up games were at kind of like their peak during this era. Like Spider-Man Maximum Carnage was pretty good. For me, Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo is a really good game.
There you go.
I love it's a really good beat 'em up. But yeah, and then we got to the PlayStation era and we got some really good ones. For me, like the next superhero game that I remember really liking was Spider-Man on the PS1.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
Oh god, yes. I never actually played Enter Electro. So Jared, did you know that Enter Electro actually got censored because of 9/11?
Really?
Yes. Because the final fight scene was actually supposed to take place on the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah, it's like on the level of when the Twin Towers.
This is the lost level here. Yeah, like it takes place. Yeah, so like anything with the Twin Towers actually got cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this reminds me about how, like, in the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, like, marketing, the Twin Towers were part of it, and they were like, okay, we have to take that. Oh, and look, it's Uncle Ben helping you web swing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's helping you web swing. And then the second-hand helper is Gwen Stacy.
Jesus.
She was like, why couldn't you catch me, Peter?
If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be dead when you get me. I'm dead forever.
As she went down, she was snapping.
I hate you. I hate you so much. But yeah, Spider-Man games have always kind of been a little like it's basically been Spider-Man games and Batman games that have kind of carried the torch.
Yeah, because those are ones that are the easiest to adapt, I think, and it's the same thing with like movies and such.
Yeah, because like Batman has like a history of video games. Like around '89, we got a lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
The Batman for the NES is a classic.
Yeah, another really big classic is Batman for the Amiga.
Mhm.
Like, that's more of a British thing, but here, check this out.
Now,
I'm looking.
Oh.
I was saying now,
Yeah, this is the Amiga version, which was pretty popular in Europe.
Spider-Man, this is weird because it was also a movie game, but Spider-Man 2 for the GameCube, I absolutely loved.
Oh, if we're gonna go there, yeah, because Spider-Man 2 is actually a very important game because it actually like solidified like the web swinging, which
Yeah,
without
very fun.
Spider-Man 2, we would not have gotten Spider-Man 2018, which we will touch upon, but not now. The thing is, I feel like a really underrated game is the original Spider-Man movie tie-in for the PS2, which is essentially the Insomniac games, but with like a Tobey Maguire skin on them.
Yeah.
But like we've obviously gotten some very very bad superhero games. Jared, did you know they made a Batman Forever game on the PS1?
No, I did not. Let's see it.
I am playing it right now. It's not good. They like the Batman and Robin game is worse. So.
Well, see, that's the thing is like there should be a difference between, you know, movie games and superhero game, like superhero movie games and just superhero games, because a lot of times these superhero movie games, they're just like rush product to get out as a tie-in to the movie, and they usually just absolutely suck, or they spoil the plot because they come out before the movie, you know, and they just absolutely suck. They're basically just, it's just trash basically.
Unless you're X-Men
Shovelware.
Origins Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
they're usually just shovelware, but yeah, we have to make that distinction because once you get like a superhero game that's not related to a movie, it's usually pretty good. Usually.
like look at this frame rate. Oh my
Oh,
god.
man, look at those killer graphics. That looks so realistic.
Well,
I
to
feel
be
like
fair,
I'm the Dark Knight.
for a PS1 game, this isn't terrible, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God, can you just imagine, like, you can just tell it's tank control too. It's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that kind of reminds me. Like, if you want to talk about like, badly done superhero games, Spawn on the PS1.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up. Yes, I was so disappointed in that game.
There was a Spawn game for the PS1.
Yes.
Yeah, their Spawn games actually going as far back as the Super Nintendo. I would say the Dreamcast one is actually kind of enjoyable, but that's just more of a party game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look at this, Jared.
Oh my god, that looked horrible.
It's so bad. Like they try to do like, oh, we're gonna do Tomb Raider exploring, but we get into combat, it suddenly becomes a fighting game. Like, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get your cape.
Yeah, I know. Because no one is attracted to Spawn because of his cape.
What? I am so confused.
It's about as bad as the movie where half the movie he doesn't have his cape.
Yeah.
But that's like that's part of his iconic look,
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would say the Dreamcast game is a lot better because it's essentially like Power Stone. Yeah, you see how it's like Castle. Would you say it's essentially Power Stone?
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, it's a ripoff of Power Stone, but it kind of works. Like, I've played this game. It's not terrible, which is such a
backhanded
robot.
comment.
It's playable. Like, you can have some enjoyment out of it, I would say. It's not the best game, but it's far from the worst. Didn't they make one during the PS2 era? I can't remember.
I can't remember. I don't think they did, but I could be wrong.
But yeah, trying to think here. But yeah, we got like that good Spider-Man, but yeah, Spider-Man 2 is also a good one. I'm trying to like showcase other superhero games that are not Spider-Man or Batman because we could do a whole episode on either one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh. But yeah,
I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, we did mention like there was a slew of Wolverine games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there was also that really good. Was it? What was it? It was a really good fighting game, X-Men fighting game for the PS1.
Mutant Academy.
Mutant Academy. I really like that.
Well, if you're gonna talk about X-Men fighting games, just do X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that technically counts as a superhero game.
So does Mortal Kombat versus DC.
You are correct, sir. Actually, you are actually, and so does Injustice.
Yeah.
Which I've never played.
Don't.
Just throwing it out there.
Imagine if they make an Injustice 3.
And then I will buy it to use as a receptacle for my urine.
Which, by the way, when are you doing a playthrough of Injustice 1 and 2? Like, that just screams
I
for
have
you.
to see.
Because they have, like, story modes. Like, it just...
I know, dude. I played them.
Isn't Super Wonder, like, semi-canon in those games as well?
It's butchered in that game.
When did we get in the Super Wonder Legacy episode on the Injustice version of Super Wonder?
We did.
Oh,
One of the
nicely
earlier
done, sir.
episodes.
oh, cool. Oh gosh.
Also
I
want to
really
mention that Jason is flexing his Screecher emotes.
Thank you, sir. Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter is unfair. Superman should always win. Well,
Yeah.
Superman. Wait, Mortal Kombat versus Street. Okay. I was just kind of like trying to parse out what he was saying. But yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of these games, people should insta win. Like the thing that always are like this is a bit of a tangent. Is like Mortal Kombat. You got like these literal gods, and then you got a cop with a gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you put like Stryker is always like an interesting character. You know, it's like we have literal gods, and I have a Glock.
Yeah.
None of
and
this
he's
makes sense.
going up against
providing-
ninjas and demons.
And then what you don't know is that when he fires it, a flag pops out of it like he's the Joker, and it says, "You can do it."
That's not funny.
He just gives it's a motivational gun.
You can do it.
Aren't all guns motivational guns?
Kind of.
I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. See, it's only a demotivational gun if it actually hits the target.
If you're on the
That is
receiving
so
end,
dark.
if
That
you're on
is
the
so
receiving
dark.
end, it's demotivational.
That is okay. Can we get back to the topic because we got really dark there for a second. I do find like the Phase 1 MCU games by Sega to be really fascinating. Like we got like the Thor game, the Captain
Actually, you know
America
what?
game.
The Iron Man game is the first superhero game I ever played. That
still-
one was fun. And what's cool about those is that they were kind of connected to the point where if, like when I bought Hulk, because I had Iron Man on my hard drive, I automatically unlocked the Hulkbuster suit.
Interesting.
Right.
As someone from Texas, there, motivationally speaking. So, Jared,
Really,
you want to know the first time I played as Iron Man?
What?
This is the first time that I, and the intellectual
Oh.
Iron Man. Which, by the way, Jared, if we're ever at an arcade and we see this cabinet, we are playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll take that much. This game's actually pretty decent. Yeah, it's even got white vision. That's
Oh,
actually
wow. I think, because I think that was the era that that the game came out in, and they're doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the funny thing is, this came out during the era where Konami would just had like their arcade beat 'em up engine that was like freaking amazing, and they used it for everything. But like every game was amazing because that engine is amazing. Like the Turtles, Simpsons, X-Men. Oh my God, X-Men arcade game. Oh God, you need to play that game, Jared. It is so good.
yeah, the original six button or six joystick one. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, for some reason, this one has Dazzler in there.
Yeah. She can dazzle them.
The least popular X-Man. I don't care who you are out there.
Jubilee is the least popular and useful X-Men.
But Jubilee is like she was maybe she's a 5. Oh God, I'm gonna. But yeah, I don't think I'll have to twist your arm too much to get you to play this game, Jared. Okay. It's not really a superhero game per se, but if we're talking about the Konami arcade games, I gotta bring up Turtles.
There you go.
Like that Turtles arcade game. It's basically like the same thing, but oh my God, this game is so good.
Well, I mean, you could say that these are superheroes. I mean, they are. They're not comic book superheroes. Well, actually, no, they are. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Had to correct myself. I was like, wait a minute, it started as a comic, you idiot. But yeah, so this is technically a comic book superhero game.
There you go.
Yeah.
It was even a parody of a comic book superhero, as in the case of Daredevil.
I still want to see a Teenage Mutant Turtles Daredevil crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Like just imagine the hand and the foot going to war.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I want to mention is like another really good superhero game that came out that I don't know, the franchise kind of died, and I really wish they would bring it back. But Ultimate Alliance.
Yes.
Or even better, the series that spawned before it, X-Men Legends.
Because, by
True.
the way, they did bring it back, but only on the Nintendo Switch.
Which is the only reason Zero would ever get a Switch.
Boo.
No, if they announced the DC version and that was on the Nintendo Switch, then I would buy a Switch.
Oh gosh,
I would have to.
Yeah, see, they had like the DLC for all. I remember I bought the DLC separate um for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then what they did was, because like I think like the version that came out with the DLC included came out, Microsoft actually yoinked my DLC
Oh,
and,
wow.
and told me if I wanted to play it, I had to buy the other version. I was like, wait a minute, you can't do that. And they were like, haha, you don't own digital goods, asshole. We pulled your license. And I was like, damn it. So yeah,
like honest, this game still looks pretty good in my opinion.
didn't even refund my money either. That really made me mad.
What a-holes.
I know.
But yeah, this is X-Men Legends, the first one, and I gotta say, it kind of holds up.
Not bad. It
Mhm.
definitely holds up.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Ultimate Alliance that led to some like those are two oh gosh, I remember like those crossovers, just really crazy. The thing that I remember is like that opening cutscene for Ultimate Alliance. I mean,
Mhm.
Blur Studios,
Oh, yeah.
baby. Blur Studios.
And then you had I love how you could like experiment with different heroes to see what team up abilities you could get.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly in 2, it's like when you have those fusion abilities.
Yeah. Like if you put a bunch of like I guess super strong superheroes together, they're called like the Bruisers.
Why aren't those rear batteries firing?
right.
You can't play that much, Nick.
All right.
Wait a minute, that's
Yeah.
not Nick Fury.
Yeah, I know. they whitewashed Nick Fury.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
He's
yeah, Jason.
racist.
The fact we don't have Doctor Doom. This is
No,
just,
okay,
He's in that
okay.
game.
Yeah, he's literally right here.
No, I mean he's also playable. If you have the
Oh,
gold
okay.
edition, he's playable.
Oh, you got the gold edition. Also, I think this game has like the better version of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Ms. Marvel. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
She's tolerable.
Mhm.
that's the other thing too. Is like I love all the costumes you could get in the game for each
Yes.
character. Just and the amount of lore that they put into the game, where you can actually read up on different characters and stuff.
Yes.
It's just
There's
amazing.
There's actually a trivia game in there where you can do Marvel trivia for points.
Yeah. So
Oh, God, I
it
remember
was
that. Isn't that
it was
like-
definitely
That's the arcade level. That's the arcade level.
it's
No,
definitely a very good game for Marvel fans. Like very
yeah.
great game.
And what's cool is that in 1, you can build your own team. Like I basically made the Justice League made up of Thor, Captain Marvel, Moon Knight. No, I didn't do Squadron Supreme. That doesn't count.
And now you have.
I
Haha.
had Thor, Captain Marvel, Moon Knight, I think Hawkeye. And I forget who was the other person I had. But the point is that you could have. Well, actually, so that is for. So it's like I had like the Justice League essentially.
Yeah.
Nice. That sounds like a very supreme squadron you put together.
You're trying your luck, Nick.
It's my show. I can do what I want. I can try
Mm-hmm.
it. In fact, I can try it as much as I want, which means want to bet. No. Like getting back to some of the Batman games, like obviously like Arkham is a game changer, but I'm trying to like talk to some like before that. The PS2 had like some decent ones. Like Jared, did you play any of the PS2 ones or Cass? Did you play in the PS2 ones?
I never had a PlayStation.
Oh yes, you're Xbox fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a couple ones based off the animated series. There's actually a Superman game for the PS2, Superman Brainiac Attacks.
Also, Batman and Robin for the Sega Genesis is actually very, like, technically speaking, it's very good looking for a Genesis game. Probably one of the best looking Genesis games. Some of the scaling effects and stuff they did was amazing. But essentially, it's a side scroller shooter.
Oh yeah, the one for the Genesis. Superman Returns, PS2. Oh,
But
Superman Shadow of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
I think that was supposed to be the Superman 64 game. I'm just like looking up stuff right now.
Yeah, obviously we can't really talk about Superman games without the travesty that is the Superman on 64.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
almost
'cause, like,
worth collecting just for how bad it is.
Oh god, yeah. I'm looking at this right now. Like the cutscenes are actually legit kind of good, I gotta say.
Yeah, the
or do you-
cutscenes are good. That part's not the problem.
Final moment of the dramatic battle.
I mean, that looks right out of it looks right out of the show.
This
And-
doesn't
and-
look too bad. This does not look too bad. Boring, but it looks playable at least.
Oh, graphically wise, it looks good. Yeah, it's just gameplay. There's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, there's nothing there to do
Yeah.
except run through rings and lift cars. That's about
Wait,
it.
this is a PS2 version, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're not talking about Superman 64. This is the Shadow of Apocalypse.
Okay.
But yeah, like graphically, it looks pretty good. Have you ever played this game, Jared?
Nope.
This one might be something. I guess it's a GameCube version, just based off the inputs.
Probably.
The only game I remember from PS2 are Legend of Dragoon and Parasite Eve 2. Those are both PS1 games, by the way, Jason.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Those
Jared,
are-
if you ever like diving deep into like older superhero games to play, Shadow Apocalypse might be one you check out. It's actually
Is it on Xbox? Because again, and is it backwards compatible?
Let me I'm actually looking it up. I guess it was just released for the PS2 and GameCube.
Yeah.
But would you say that like the Batman Begins movie game was?
That's terrible.
would you-
That game is
would-
terrible.
I know, but would you say that was the precursor to Arkham?
Yes. A lot of the
Mm,
concepts from that were elaborated on in Arkham.
wait, the Batman Beyond game for the N64?
Begins. He said begins.
Batman
Oh!
Begins.
That reminds me, they did do a Batman Begins game.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's what
Really
exactly I
good.
said. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Great. So you think that was a precursor to Arkham?
Yeah, because if you look at it, there was a lot of like stealth stuff in it, and it was actually really good. And you can actually interrogate people in this game.
Yeah, you hang them upside down and interrogate them. Yeah.
This is another game that you might want to play at some point, Jared.
I played it before.
Like on stream or whatever.
Again, it wasn't anything that I really enjoyed that much.
But yeah, I've never played this game. I might want to have to check it out sometime.
And if you play it, you have to do the Bale voice the entire stream.
Where is he?
Where's the trigger?
Oh, I don't know why, but I thought you said the Bane voice, and I was like,
Yeah.
I
Wrong
wondered
movie.
Wait. I wondered what would go first. Your mind or your body? Oh.
Oh, you mean the Harley Quinn Bane voice?
oh God, you mean the one that's supposed to be a parody of the Batman? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling I believe I was telling Nick about that. It runs, it gets old really fast, really quick.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it does.
I was like, I watched 2 seasons of that accursed show, hoping it would get better. First season was okay, and then I thought, okay, maybe the second. Nope.
I
Nope.
even watched the first episode of Kite Man, and it sucked.
The fact
Yeah.
they gave him his own show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The fact that Kite Man got an anime show before Wonder Woman is a travesty.
Yeah. So Jared, real quick, let me ask you. Let's say they were gonna do an animated Wonder Woman show today. Who would you have to be the showrunner, and what art style would you have them do?
Well, I don't know enough about the showrunners to determine which ones. I would say for creative consultants, definitely not Tom King.
Paul Dini?
No, because the people behind the DCAU, I would say, are banned because they destroyed Wonder Woman in that show. I would say nope, no, none of these people.
I want a cell shaded Wonder Woman animated series based off the George Perez run. I want the long hair.
You could definitely do that. That would be fun. The long curly hair. Yeah, exactly.
I want that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I didn't mean to hijack it like that.
Yeah, you did. No, I'm only kidding.
Okay, fair enough. I do like to hijack. Yeah.
That's the Wonder Woman from like the late '90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the post-crisis Wonder Woman.
So
Yeah.
speaking of superhero games, I do have to say, I am sad that the Wonder Woman game is essentially canceled, or is it actually canceled?
It is actually canceled, and the studio was shut down as well.
That really sucks, because, like, you could do a Wonder Woman game. Like, imagine a Wonder Woman game in the style of God of War. Like the North Saga God of War.
Yeah, exactly. And it had the endorsement of like a lot of Wonder Woman creatives, and apparently there was a lot of Wonder Woman fans on the creative team, but it's because what had happened is WB Games was like hit hard by like not just Suicide Squad, but like a lot of the other games that came out that bombed. So WB was doing a lot of consolidation, and unfortunately the Wonder Woman game was not far enough along.
Even though it's been in development for how long?
But apparently, according to people I heard from, the only thing that they actually got done was that CGI trailer, and they also had to restart They had to reboot development like late last year.
See, like the things I was hearing, like imagine like a Shadow of War game with Wonder Woman,
Yeah,
with the Nemesis system. That sounds really freaking cool.
yeah, and with the way it would work is that they use the Nemesis system in reverse, where you recruit like allies.
I was just thinking, like, here's what I would do. Okay, here's what I would do if I did a Wonder Woman game. I would set it on Paradise Island.
That's
and it takes entirely on Paradise Island, open world, but it's being invaded. It's being invaded. Oh, okay. Because like, how would it be on Paradise Island? You could have the whole entire Paradise Island be like 1-to-1, and it works.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was going to be, Nick. But no,
we did not deserve it.
Yeah, exactly.
Some other superheroes that I think deserve games. I feel like Daredevil definitely deserves his own game. We almost got one, and oh my god, I've seen videos of that game. It looked really good.
Here's a superhero I think deserves a game: Green Lantern.
He's got a video game.
No, not the movie tie-in. I mean, one with the actual other Green Lanterns, like Jessica Cruz.
Hmm. Oh, imagine like a space-based GTA, but with Green Lantern.
Yeah, exactly. Or like
Hijacking spaceships?
or like a massive. Well, you can't do that because that would not be what Green Lanterns would do. But what you could do,
We're commandeering this vehicle in the name of the Lanterns.
but what you could do is do like Mass Effect style RPGs, and then your choices determine what core you ultimately end up in.
Imagine like an Anthem style game, but with Green Lantern.
Oh, but obviously good.
Okay. I just want to do this quick aside. I played Anthem. I played a little bit of
It's
it.
not that bad. I played through the entire.
The flying system is indeed pretty good, and the gameplay systems are actually not terrible.
I own it. It's dope.
It's just the gameplay itself is good, but the game itself is very shallow, and like they rely way too much on the looter shooter stuff. The game had potential, I will say. Oh God, a Batman Beyond, like okay, imagine Ultimate Spider-Man, like that art style, but in Batman Beyond, in a cyberpunk Neo Gotham.
I also think more superhero games should be cell shaded because that they age like fine wine. Like Ultimate Spider-Man looks great for the art style that's going for, a comic book-y art style.
I actually booted it up on stream a few weeks ago, and while the controls are a bit the graphics still look good.
Yeah, exactly. Because what that does is you don't have to spend years trying to make the graphics look hyper realistic. You can essentially crap these games out, obviously make them good, and the visuals are going to last a significantly while longer.
Yeah. Yeah, like
well, they don't really care about that's the thing. They don't care about longer. It's just like now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole entire differently kind of conversation about the state of the industry. But yeah, so like Batman Arkham Asylum really, like, honestly, it's not just one of the most important superhero games. It's honestly one of the most important games in general because, like, how many games afterwards just copy and pasted the Arkham style combat,
including Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I mean it was like a paradigm shift. You know, it was just amazing. And I remember the first time I played Arkham Asylum, and I was just completely blown away. And it feels like you're playing through, especially with Kevin Conroy doing the voice. Like it feels like you're playing through the animated series.
And it's written by Paul Dini, so that
I've heard somebody describe it as an R-rated episode of Batman the Animated Series.
That's pretty much what it is. And the thing about it, they did it in such a way that it's essentially it's actually a video game version of Hush. Nick, here's what I mean by that.
Caster, you're up.
It introduces you to the general Batman world in such a way that anyone, even if someone doesn't read the comics, they can get in there and understand what they're doing. There are plenty of people that when I ask them, what got you into comic books, they'll say Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. Like I imagine Spider-Man 2018 did that for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
And the best thing about Arkham Asylum is if you go back and play it, the game actually kind of holds up. Like what I really think does the game a lot of favors is it has a very exaggerated art style. Like it's semi-realistic, but they're not trying to be like
Batman is like freaking jacked, and it's like way more than someone would realistically be able to be jacked.
Yeah, it has like this semi-cartoonish, very stylistic art style.
Yeah,
but it's still semi-realistic.
It works.
But I think, yeah, it definitely works. God.
Yeah, I guess. But that's the
Cass
thing.
is my hatchet man when the bots come in.
That's the thing. It's like too many studios go for hyper realistic when they realize, hey, you could just make this like a comic book, and guess what? Or like hyper like okay, or like
he's
go
gone
like,
hunting.
or go hyper stylized, and guess what? You're good to go.
You back from your hunting trip, sir?
Yeah.
It must be very quiet. Casa's hunting bots.
You want the hammer? I'll give you the hammer. The band hammer.
I've been saying this for forever, but I just need to shut up because, like, Jared, I think I've said this. I want to get a foam Mjolnir and just write ban on it,
Yeah,
and have that be a prop for streams. Actually,
That'd be
have
great.
a ban hammer.
that'd be great.
Oh God.
But yeah, like, yeah, it was like, um, yeah, that's what I was going to touch on what he was saying before, like what Jerry was saying, like, uh, yeah, a lot of like, because I'm not a, I haven't really been into like huge comic book reader for a while, and a lot of the newer stuff I did not know, so to get it, like for me, who's like a casual comic book fan, I'm not really a hardcore one, but a casual one. Um, the lore and stuff that's in the Arkham games, you know, really gets you caught up with it, and it gets you excited about it, and where you actually are like, man, you know, I want to start reading these comics because this game is fucking awesome, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
you know,
You're fine.
just you know, it's a really good gateway into, you know, comics, but it's a really good gateway into Batman, you know. And you know, and it really does feel like you're playing through a comic book,
Yeah.
you know. And it's just it's such a wonderful game. And then when you get to Arkham City, Arkham City makes Arkham Asylum look like a you know, a baby game. You know,
Yeah,
it takes everything from that and makes it actually better.
Or how about Arkham Knight that makes the other games look like they're E for everyone?
Yeah.
Arkham graphically it's great. And graphically it still looks amazing today. But I do feel like the tank combat kind of holds the game back a little bit.
Well, okay, let's talk about that. Why?
Because I'm here to beat up on thugs, not
You're here to be Batman, and Batman uses the Batmobile a lot. Here's the thing. If you're playing a game and the chief innovation is, guess what? You can drive around the Batmobile and shoot people with a Bat Tank. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Bat Tank. Plus, here's the thing. The amount of Bat Tank stuff in that game is over-exaggerated. It's not as much as people think it is.
I still feel like Arkham City was peak for the series. That's my
fine.
opinion.
That's fine. But I just want to make sure we're operating under accurate information on the tank, because the tank is not that much of Arkham Knight.
Okay. Also, you keep talking about Bat and Tank, and I need to bring up like one of my favorite lines from Batman Begins. He's driving a black
Tank. Yeah. Does it come in black?
I'm sorry. One thing I love about Batman Begins is like the amount of like one-liners. Mr. Wayne, what do you call that? Damn good television.
My favorite line is from The Dark Knight when the dude finds out when that financier finds out he's Batman and he tries to blackmail him, and then Lucius goes, so let me get this straight. You think that Bruce Wayne is a vigilante that spends his nights punching criminals to a pulp, and your idea is to blackmail this person?
And I love like the look on the guy's face. Like
as
the rest
sense, he's like,
and he just like quietly takes it back, and Lucius Fox like, yep, that's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. And he's it's like, what do you think is gonna happen, bro?
And the best part about that scene is Lucius being the master wordsmith he is. He didn't say Bruce Wayne was Batman. He just like parsed out the logic.
What he said is, in the event that you're right, do you really want to piss off Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna turn out well, bro.
That's what I love. Lucius Fox is such like master at like he just like I don't need to know what you're doing, but don't think I'm an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. He knows he's Batman.
And then he's from another like you got one in The Dark Knight Rises when Catwoman disappears, says, "Oh, so that's what it feels like."
Oh, I love one where Lucius first meets Catwoman. He goes, "Love your girlfriend, Mr. Wayne," and then Catwoman goes, "He should be so lucky."
And another one. When Catwoman gets in the Batmobile, it's like, my mom warned me about riding in cars with boys.
This isn't a car.
Okay, you knew the assignment.
This isn't a car.
Roll one of learning who Batman is. Don't threaten him.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why would, particularly if it's like, now I would love if like they do do a Ben Affleck Batman movie and someone does that, like they find out who's Batman. He's like, I could blackmail him, but this is the Batman that has machine guns strapped to his car. Nah.
And like, I love like the test drive. Like, so what do you think, Mr. Wayne? Does it come in black?
Yeah, I love that. Or when we first see Bruce Wayne, he goes, "You're not." He goes, "I am the devil. You're not the devil. You're practice."
Oh, even better. It's like solitary. Why? For protection. I don't need protection. Not protection for you, and not protection for you. Protection for them.
And they're all like laid out.
Oh gosh, I love that movie. I need to rewatch it.
Bats are nocturnal.
Oh, perhaps, but for billionaire Playboy, 3 o'clock is pushing it. Which caster, did you pick up on that reference in Screecher?
Yeah, you'd have to be blind to miss that.
Blind as a bat. Also, Jared, I think Jason just became one of your favorite people.
Yeah, he was the best Batman, as a matter of fact.
See, the thing is, what I love is that warehouse scene is straight up an Arkham.
It's an Arkham. Whoever was choreographing that was an Arkham fan, right?
Like that entire warehouse was an ode to Arkham, like straight up.
Yeah. What sold me on Affleck playing Batman is it's a subtle thing. There's this subtle scene. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It's one of those moments where I'm like, okay, he gets it.
The thing for me with that scene is the way he like weaves in and out of like the different thugs is so Arkham. It is so Arkham. The way he just like goes to, like from thug to thug, you can almost see the counters going up.
Watch. So it's a subtle thing, but watch his face. I'm not gonna have the sound on me because you don't need the sound for this. Just watch his face. It just subtly goes from, "Oh yeah, you're really funny," to, "I can't sit here forever, Alfred."
Yeah, like we've had stuff like that where Adam West did something like that. My favorite is the Kevin Conroy one, where he just did it with his voice. It was so great.
Yeah, exactly.
Caster, have you seen that scene from Batman from BTAS? BTAS, Bruce. I think the seat, like the clip is short enough. I could probably get away with it.
Right.
I love how we're just talking about Batman, which is fine.
A call for Master Bruce from a Dr. March. Dr. March. Anna, one moment, please. Dr. March.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
You have bats, Mr. Wayne. Common brown bats. They shouldn't pose a problem. As the weather gets colder, they'll move on.
What about the sound on the tape?
It's actually 2 sounds. Starlings and brown bats. Probably fighting over a nest in your chimney.
Appreciate the help, Doc. I'll return the favor next time you're raising funds. Bye-bye. This computer checked that fiber against every...
It's just so smooth.
It's effortless.
So freaking smooth. Like it's like a light switch. I like, rest in peace, you beautiful bastard.
Well, that's something that that's what he really was trying to work on, was like that they don't have the same, like they have the same voice, but like to change it up to where, it almost sounds like 2 different people. And that was the
Because
thing.
Otherwise, anyone talking to Batman would be like, Bruce, is that you?
Yeah, and that's what he wanted because that's the only way he can convey the difference between Bruce and Batman is through his voice since he's only he's using his voices for the acting. So um so that's why that's why Bruce Wayne's always like hey, what's going on, hey, how you doing, I haven't seen you forever, and then and then Batman, Joker. you know
But yeah, I think Ben Affleck kind of got that same thing because if you notice, his Bruce Wayne voice kind of has like this slight Southern affect to it. Like he's almost like a colonel talking. But you notice when he's just like when he's either Batman or he's Bruce Wayne, but he's not trying to hide. He has a very different voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Like one of my favorite parodies is the Joker interrogation spoof scene.
Oh
and,
God!
And it's a guy just going, what did you say? I can't understand you. Are you asking me a question? Because I don't know.
They did a parody of the interrogation scene
Yeah.
from Zero Dark 30, but with Batman.
Why do you want to kill me?
Yeah, this is it.
You mind saying that one more time?
Why do you want to kill me?
What?
Why do you want to kill me?
I love how Batman is wearing like a Halloween mask.
Okay. I don't know.
Hey, Daniel. I'm sorry. This stream just kind of morphed into like a "We Love Batman" stream. I didn't mean for that to happen.
He's like, he's like, I don't know if you're speaking bat or you have like a bad case of throat cancer. Like I don't know what it is.
Okay. I do like since we're like, what do you think about the fan theory that the Joker in the Dark Knight is like former Army or Special Forces?
That works. It explains how he's so good at destabilizing.
Yeah, for me, like the thing that lynches it is when the Joker slams his head on the table. He says, "Never start with the head. The victims get all fuzzy." Like that. I'm sorry, that level of like enhanced interrogation techniques. I feel like he was probably like like some like Special Forces or something or PTSD. I don't know.
Yeah, the theory was like he was like apparently like a Iraq War veteran or something.
Yeah, I can believe it. I don't know. It's like it's one of those things where like there's enough evidence there to make like it's possible.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, but left purposely ambiguous because that it is the Joker. So
I mean, do you want to know how he got those scars?
Nobody know you got these.
Probably eating those popsicles that that you have to cut the top of.
All right, so Jared is being freaked out by all the Batman talk. He needs to go home and pet his Wonder Woman dolls.
Do I have any Wonder Woman dolls? No, I don't.
You have some Hot Toys.
Those are not dolls.
Action figures.
Go home and play with your dolls, sir.
You have a Screecher doll.
It's a plushie.
Still counts.
No, it's not.
Yes, it does.
See, dolls aren't huggable.
Yes, they are.
All right, in that case, Jared, be gone with you, sir.
I'll see you guys later.
Okay. All right. Now we can actually get back on the topic. Yeah, Batman being good cop is terrifying indeed. Oh gosh. But yeah, like I wanted to focus more on like some of the older superhero games because, like, everyone talks about Arkham, Spider-Man 2018, but I want to talk about like the 360, PS3 era games, because like those, especially like the PS1, Super Nintendo ones, I feel like don't get as much love as they used to.
Well, the PS1 Spider-Man games are actually really good.
They are. I love how like they're narrated by Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stanley, and it does really feel like a comic book game. And you know the web slinging is a little wonky, but I mean it can be forgiven given this is PlayStation and
Yeah, like it's not entirely there, but it's just enough that like the games are still playable. Also, the fact that like they brought in the wider Marvel universe is so cool.
Oh yeah, and everything is a fog.
Yeah, and then they brought in the extra like, oh gosh,
I
Jason.
I love how you can get all the extra costumes too, and some of them actually did like gave you abilities and stuff.
Yeah, and then Jared would like this game because Jennifer Hale plays his Black Cat here.
Yeah.
The thing I like about Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro is they actually bring in a lot of the X-Men stuff. Like the training level is actually in the Danger Room. But yeah, I actually do the PS2 Spider-Man game. It's a tie-in for the first movie. Is gameplay? It's a carbon copy of those. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Like they got Tobey Maguire, who is just sleepwalking. Like graphically, it actually still looks kind of decent, honestly.
Yeah, it's actually not that bad. Yeah.
And the thing I love about these games, Spider-Man 2, I love like the trading sections where it's narrated by Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they got actual.
Boy loses girl. It's the usual thing.
Like, look at his voice.
Boy
He's just.
girl. Boy loses girl.
Oh God, he is just not even trying.
Another girl. Wow, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Toby is just not even trying.
Yeah.
Great expense to explain what's up.
And Bruce Campbell's trying.
You're not much of a wall crawler if you can't, stick to walls. So here's what you do. You walk or run into a wall and hold the grab button. Voila. You stick to the wall. You're jumping, too.
Yeah, that's what I love. The training is narrated by Bruce Campbell. And Bruce Campbell never goes half-ass. He always goes full ass, and I love it.
Did we ever get a Batman Beyond game?
We did. It was a tie-in for the Return of the Joker. It was terrible.
That's sad because that could have been an amazing game.
Yeah, it was weird. I was just like saying that earlier. Oh God, this game is so bad. Oh, it's done by Ubi Shit. That's my name. Well, it's published by them anyway.
Well, that's before the bad times, but still.
But yeah, this is a game. Oh God, look
Yeah.
how bad that is.
Yeah, that's terrible. Again, it was made to tie into a movie, so that's see, that to me is the bane of the superhero movie, is when it's tied in with a another property. If it's just a game on its own, it can flourish. Now, not all movie superhero games are bad, because we've had a couple examples, but for the most part they are. And again, because they're trying to like get it out, and it's a rush job. They're just trying to make it the barest definition of a game.
Paris, they just want the bare necessities. I'm not going to sing anymore because Disney got off my head.
Yep, and it's just like that's pretty much what it is. Like especially when you get into the MCU and we get like the Iron Man games and Thor and all them games. Yeah, like they're terrible because they're just trying to rush out a product. That's what it is. It's product.
I miss the old days when they actually put into effort into tie-in games, like Capcom and their Disney output. Like, for example, check out like Darkwing Duck, which is a superhero. This is a superhero game. I mean, they're essentially just using the Mega Man engine, but I don't know. It kind of works.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. Okay, well, you're using the Mega Man engine, so you're using the engine of a good game and putting it as if it's the skin of another game. That's fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, this could be. This is almost like the DuckTales game.
Oh yes, the music of that game is just chef kiss.
But yeah, so like, but that's the thing is like
just look at the gameplay. You can tell this is solid. This is solid as heck.
Oh yeah, well it's a Capcom game from the '90s, so it's gonna be good.
It's Capcom like literally at their in their zenith, using an engine they're already familiar with, and a gameplay style they're already familiar with, and a character where it works within the gameplay. It's just they'd have to try really hard to screw this game up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it would take more effort to screw this game up than it would to make it good.
Mm-hmm. But let's you brought up you kind of brought up something that I guess we should talk about, like because we've mostly been talking about comic book superhero games. But again, what about games that are based off superheroes that are not comic book properties? Like again, Darkwing Duck. That he's a superhero. Yeah. So
I purposely titled it superhero games to talk about this because I could say it comic book games, but that opens up a whole nother genre. Like for example, if we were talking about comic book games, I could bring up 13. That game for like the PS2 era with like the cell shaded David Duchovny, which is based off a comic book, which would qualify. But under this, superhero games does not.
So, I mean, so technically we could talk about Boogerman for the Genesis.
I never actually played that game.
That was during that whole '90s boy disgusting, phase,
slime.
Slime and the creepy crawlies, stuff like that. Where the boys had to be, disgusting and ooh, it's nasty, that kind of thing, and also extreme.
I kind of miss that era, honestly. I miss the extreme era.
But I'm trying to think of what other properties that would count as a superhero game that's not technically like comic book.
I mean, definitely Saints Row 4. Can you get like the superpowers and whatnot? I would classify the super game. Let's see here.
I mean, most of the Turtles games are based off the cartoon, not really the comics. Even though you could classify it as a comic book game.
Yeah.
But to me, like again, most of the Turtles stuff is based off the the cartoons and stuff.
Would you consider Scott Pilgrim to be superhero?
No, that's more of just a comic book.
To me it's adjacent in like the loosest term possible. Like you have to apply the most yes, he does superhero stuff, but the comic is more like it's very video game based. Like yes, he fights, yes, he does superhero moves, but it's not really superhero. It's more video game.
It's not superhero. It references a lot of superhero stuff, but it's not. I mean, hell, that's like saying like, the stupid shit that Jay and Silent Bob did. Is that considered superhero stuff?
Man and Chronic.
yeah, exactly. You're like, come on now. Was there ever a Blank Man video game?
Oh my god.
I hope so, because there was
There wasn't. I like that
because
movie. I actually like that movie.
because the what I thought was funny was the robot was powered by a fucking Sega Genesis and a cartridge.
See what?
Yeah.
Okay. A quick
Yeah,
aside
like-
about a quick aside about Blake, man. It's really more of an homage to like Golden and Silver Age superhero stuff, like or the Adam West kind of era of superheroes with a light flavoring of like '89 era. I'm just gonna play it really quick because we're playing with fire here.
A blank man, yeah.
The hell is this? The circus in town, man? Get out of here before I hurt you.
Let the lady go.
You want to take her place?
No.
See, the thing is, this movie is actually earnest. Like it loves what it's parodying, satirizing.
Oh yeah.
Like one of the best parts of the movie is like they had David Allen Greer as kind of like the Robin, and he dresses like the Green Hornet kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he actually gets shot. Like, you shot my brother. It's like, holy crap! This movie actually got emotional here for a moment.
Like and that scene right there, what I like is he's like, well, slap me around and call me Susie, and the guy goes, okay, and he starts slapping him around. He's like, how are you doing, Susan?
And the best part is, so basically, the really only thing super heroic about Blake Man is he develops a suit that is bulletproof. That's really the only. Like,
that's
thing.
really, yeah. He's in the loosest terms, he's Luke Cage without any super strength.
And the thing that I love about this scene is they shoot him a couple times. They're like, shoot him in the head. Like, oh, it's like they actually use their brains. I love it.
I'm trying to think. Did they ever make a Mask game?
I think they did.
Because then that would be a superhero game also.
I think it was for the Super Nintendo. Yeah.
I feel like they would have. I feel like they would have jumped on that train.
Just as long as it's not the Mask sequel. Oh my god. What, like, anyone who like, if you know, like, the plot setup for that movie, like, you know the plot setup for The Mask Returns, right?
Yes.
So you have a new Mask guy, and while he's the Mask, he sleeps with his wife, and his sperm are Mask coated, and so he conceives a child that has the innate power of the Mask.
Yeah.
What the frick?
I know. Even though like isn't in the, I don't know about the comic book, but isn't in the movie the Mask is like supposed to be Loki?
Yeah, I think they actually bring in Loki in the second movie.
So basically the kid has the powers of Loki.
Neo.
Yeah. Oh, and real quick, I do want to bring up another superhero game real quick. Marvel Rivals. One of my favorite.
That does work.
One of my favorite interactions is when you have when you're sitting there waiting to go. You're in the spawn room waiting to go, and you got Thor and Loki on your team. It's just all quiet, and then you just hear, brother. Like, you know, it's like being waiting in an elevator, you know. It's like, brother. It's like, I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
Brought us to get shut up.
Yeah, like that made me laugh so hard. They're just like, it's that awkward, you know, awkwardness.
Yeah, like Marvel Rivals, like the perfect storm of like, the character designs are great. They really did understand their audience, and like the gameplay is like just good enough to work. It's obviously a ripoff of Overwatch. They're not even trying to hide it, but like it plays good, like well enough. But like the characters are great, the interactions are great. Basically, I feel like this is what Overwatch was like when it first came out. Like that kind of it somehow recaptured that early Overwatch magic.
It actually did. I feel like I felt that a lot when I first started playing it. You know, Well, when I first started giving it a chance, I should say. When I first started playing, I thought it was garbage. But but I was just like, what? I got one shot in. Oh, this game is stupid. You know.
Oh, we got a sweaty Spider-Man player.
Oh boy.
All Spider-Man players are sweaty in that game.
They are. They are, every single one of them. Whether they're good or trash, they're all sweaty.
They need to take a shower.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Moon Knight is the dumbest character to play as, and if you get no kills with him, then you need to turn off the system you're playing and just look into the mirror and wonder what you need to start doing with your life.
Why? He's that like easy?
Okay, so when you hit a character with your Moon Knight Orang or whatever you want to call it, it ricochets, and it ricochets between the. So if you throw it into a crowd of people, it will ricochet and basically cause damage, which makes your ultimate go up. That's his whole play style, is to basically do damage, not necessarily kills, but do damage to get your ultimate up so you can, team wipe. But what's dumb about him is the fact that you can throw. I think you've seen those onks lying around.
Yeah.
If you throw that onk on the ground and you aim at the onk, anything within a certain vicinity of that onk will get hit with your stuff automatically. So you don't have to aim. You just got to aim at the onk and hope, and if they're near it, they'll get hit.
So you can place onks around the battlefield, and when someone gets close to it, far away, you just throw it at them.
You just throw it at them, and if there's someone next to them, it gets ricocheted to them too. So you could technically throw it in behind a crowd, and then just start spamming your button to throw, and you'll just be like, it just starts ricocheting through the crowd, and you'll just notice your ult gathering up like super fast. And I'm just like, yeah, and you can really the squishier characters, the ones with the low HP, you can kill them almost instantly, because usually before they know what happens, they're already dead. And if there's two squishies within the vicinity, you can kill both of them instantly. So if you got two healers in the back line, throw your onk, start throwing your stuff real quick. That's what I'm saying. You don't need to aim with him. That's basically the problem. You don't need to aim. It auto aims for him.
He's a cheat code. The character's a cheat code.
He is super easy to play. And so I started playing him just to see him, and I was like, wow, this is the cheapest character ever. I'm gonna keep playing him because he's the cheapest character. I was like, wow, it is so easy to play as him. And I was on a team the other day, and a guy had 0 kills, and I got on the mic and I was like, dude, how do you have 0 kills as Moon Knight? I'm not trying to be toxic, but that is amazing.
Oh God, how did he respond?
He didn't respond, but I was just like, I
guarantee you, after that match, he turned off the game, went to a corner, and thought about his life.
No, he went back to playing Spider-Man.
See, the thing I love about Overwatch is Marvel has tried for years to push Jeff the Shark. They've been trying to push him for the longest time, and then Marvel Rivals comes out, and now he's actually people love Jeff the Shark now because the game showed him off better than the comics ever could.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. What NetEase Games has said they're going to start doing is when they're going to be releasing characters, at very frequent intervals, and they said they're going to release, for the most part, characters that are easy recognizable to fans and stuff. But they said they also do want to get those more obscure characters in there too, I didn't know who the hell Luna Snow was until Marvel Rivals. I'm sorry, I didn't know who the hell she was.
I guarantee you they're gonna put Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur in there because Marvel's been trying to push this, and I can imagine they'll try and get them to put her in there. Daredevil needs to be in this game, full stop.
Daredevil does need to be in the game. Daredevil needs to be in the game. I know they're going to put Phoenix in there, and I know they're going to put Emma Frost as a Vanguard.
Is Blade in the game already?
Blade is coming to the game. I don't know if he's not in the game yet, but he is coming soon. And it kind of sucks because I hope they put him in there before they get done with the Dracula thing they're doing right now. Because it would be kind of silly not to have him in there. I mean, he's technically in the game. He's like held prisoner in Dracula's castle.
We need. Oh my God! Imagine Nightcrawler in the game.
I do believe they're bringing him also.
Because Nightcrawler probably his teleport would probably work similar to Reaper's teleport, I imagine.
Well, it probably would work. Well, I mean, they already have characters that teleport, like Magic. She teleports, but just a little distance. But yeah, that would be kind of cool to see a longer distance teleportation, and use it and somehow use it in your combat instead of just for transport.
I'm trying to think of like other Spider-Man villains, like Green Goblin, Shocker, maybe.
Green Goblin, Shocker, and that's another thing too is people have been wanting villains in the game. We want Doctor Doom, we want some of these other villains in the game because technically, Scarlet Witch is in there, and then Venom's in there, but Venom in this one is more of like a good guy. He even says it.
Yeah, lethal protector kind of thing.
Yeah, lethal protector kind of thing. So it's like
I'm just gonna say this. I think Miles with his moveset actually could be a distinct character in this game.
Could be, yeah. They could do something
with
different.
like his invisibility and like his shocking stuff.
Yeah,
I think there is room there to make him his own character.
Yeah, because I mean, Spider-Man's not the only person who swings. Venom swings too. So, you could have them do have two. Oh my God, that would be just that would be just. I would sit there and just watch just two idiots who don't know how to work Miles or Spider-Man, and just trying to fight each other in the air. That would
imagine
be funny.
they put Silver Surfer in the game.
I wonder how that would work with his giant surfboard, but I don't know. Maybe he would just be like a flyer character,
Yeah, Colossus would make for a good tank, I think, but I don't know if there's
I do think they're bringing Colossus into the game also, because I think they do have voice lines for him already where he interacts with his sister.
What about they're bringing Phoenix and Emma Frost in? They need to bring in Cyclops.
Yeah, I think they're bringing him out. Like these are also rumors too, but I think like they're bringing them in. But of course, these are going to be characters that they bring in, like because they said they're going to bring every 6 weeks is when they're going to do a new character.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be getting new ones. I don't know who's coming up next, but the
Falcon
last two
would be interesting. I think Falcon would be interesting.
But the last two we got was Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm.
Oh, imagine if we got Ant-Man.
Just crossing people's butts.
No, that's his alt.
Yeah. Just covered in gore.
Oh God. God. I am so mad the boys actually did that. I am so mad.
Yeah. Oh, and they did it the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they did it the other way. Yeah. But anyways, use your imagination, folks. All right. Anyways, I think Marvel Rivals is actually I think it's a win that Marvel has needed for a long time.
Yes. Yes.
Because this is definitely a W in Marvel's book. Because the movies are just, I mean, I want to say it's not necessarily superhero fatigue. It's just bad movie fatigue. They have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I've gone off on this many times.
And what is his name? Is it Jonathan Majors? Is that his name?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, controversies aside for him, his characters have just been boring, honestly.
Yeah, like because like with Thanos, there was this air of, even if you were a normie, right? Because here's the thing: when they first teased Thanos, and the quote, everybody in the theater was like, "Oh my god!" You know, the normies were looking around, going, who's this guy? Like what? And they're asking like their friends and stuff. Who's this Thanos guy? And then of course the nerd friends are just freaking the fuck out. And they're like telling them everything about Thanos and stuff. And it was just like this huge, because that was pretty much that was the confirmation we were going to get, the Infinity Gauntlet saga. And that got everybody all hyped. Kang comes in and people are like, what, who, what, where?
He's been defeated in like three, like he's been in 3 different outings and he's been defeated 3 different times. Thanos, he got a tease at the end of Avengers. He showed up for like one scene in Guardians of the Galaxy, had a post-credit scene at the end of Phase 2, and then he didn't appear again until Infinity War.
The Loki show was boring. He was in that, but he wasn't really the Kang that from the comics. So you're like, okay, and then you have like, not only that, he's a different Kang from the Quantum Mania movie.
The problem with Marvel is they constantly throw away good villains. Like, for example, the High Evolutionary is
I was about to say that.
It wasn't terrible. Like they just threw him away in Guardians 3. Like, so many great villains they just throw away.
I thought, I don't know the man, I don't know the actor's name, but he did such a good job at being such a toxic person, not just a villain, but just a toxic person. And you really felt for Rocket in that movie, because he was like, it was like he was, when he was really nice, you knew something was wrong. Like, it was like you were still on edge with the guy, because you knew he's not really a nice person. And I thought the guy did a wonderful job acting. I don't know how close he was to the character, but he did a pretty damn good job acting wise.
Guardians 3 is what convinced me that James Gunn could do a good Superman movie. He has the potential to do a good Superman movie. This is why I'm giving James Gunn the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm worried it's going to be bad, but seeing Guardians 3 showed me he has it in him to do a good Superman movie, especially like this, like Christopher Reeve-esque kind of thing. Like, okay, like that is something James Gunn could do.
And
I'm so worried it's going to fail.
And I'm going to say also, I really hated that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was where we got Adam Warlock.
Yeah, they
since they
Adam
teased
Warlock is such a high level character that he himself once wielded the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, and even challenged the Living Tribunal. Don't want to get his ass smacked back to him.
This is like having Superman show up in a Suicide Squad movie and being relegated to a joke.
Yeah, and he was relegated to a joke.
Is a Superman tier character.
And also, not only that, bad casting, because the guy that got to play him, he has such a baby face. They needed a guy with more chiseled features, I think. Because the actor they got him, I've seen him before as a kid. He's young, and I've seen him in other movies like as a child actor. But he still has that baby face, and he didn't really, to me, he didn't really come off as Adam Warlock.
I think Glenn Powell would have made for a good Adam Warlock.
Anybody with a chin could have been.
The Hangman guy from Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
because he's got that chiseled look, but he's also got like the kind of douchebag persona, which is what I think of with Adam Warlock. So I would think he would have been perfect.
Yeah, and I think that would have been. I think he would have been good because, I did not like that. Also, another thing was, I know this is not really this is kind kind of derailing from the topic, but
We've been derailing all three.
I know.
Let's go for it.
I understand that the High Evolutionary wanted to recreate Earth, okay, because he liked the planet, right? And he wanted to recreate it with animal people, basically, or animals that were evolved to be like humans. But when they're basically, it's it's basically just Earth with animal people, like. They're still going around driving in their Dodge, Toyota, Chevy trucks.
You could say it would be a real Zootopia.
Yeah, it was just like, I was just like, and then they got like, the Spanish speaking family and everything. And I was just like, I'm sitting there thinking like, it should have been a little more futuristic. Like this is what Earth could be. And maybe him show like it's, but it was just like, it was like if you just went like to downtown Chicago or something and just filmed and everybody had animal, faces and stuff. That was exactly the same thing. It was just like
where the hood rats were actually rats.
Yeah, and I was like, this is so stupid and silly. Even for Guardians, I was like, this is just dumb. Like you got a guy with an animal face doing his 9 to 5, wearing plaid shirt and blue jeans. I'm like, okay. It would have been better if they showed like okay, this is my vision for Earth, and it was more futuristic and more like Wakanda like. Then I'd have been. Then he could have had maybe a point.
Where the
of
Black
what he was
Panther
talking
was
about.
actually a panther.
Well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, maybe he could have had a point. Like, look at the paradise I could make, and you'd be like, well, he does have a point. He could make it, but he's still batshit crazy, pun intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anywho, back to the topic, I guess.
I did like that scene where like trying to get into a car, and like they get like the one F-bomb. And like Peter's like, I've never actually driven before. Like he can fly a spaceship, but he can't drive a car.
Oh yeah. Well, he's never been in one. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you can like fly a spaceship really well, some of that skills would transfer over to a car. Like I get, you might not understand it. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Guardians holiday special?
I did. I actually really enjoyed it. That's another one of those things where like I saw that be like, okay, maybe James Gunn could do Superman.
Yeah, they kidnapped Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, but the thing is, James Gunn, he can write hard. Like he can write heartfelt stuff. Like the scene where Mantis and Peter realize they're brother and sister. Like that kind of does tug at your heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, and the whole like Rocket's backstory was just sad. And I was like, damn, I was like, I'm about to cry over damn cartoon rabbit or cartoon raccoon.
I mean, he is a rabbit according to the door. Like that's one of my favorite like moments in Endgame. Where like you have the palace guards being like, get that rabbit.
Yeah. Thor just keeps calling him. He's like, noble rabbit.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I do love the scene in Endgame where Thor actually gets to talk to his mom.
Yeah.
And like she gives him like the mom talk and it feels better. And he goes to get like my favorite scene is a person who has like mental health issues where like he summons Mjolnir and like the joy on his face. Like I'm still worthy. Like as a person who struggles with like depression and all that stuff, that is a very, very important scene to me.
Yeah.
And the best part is when he's doing that, and he's like, what's happening? She's like, oh, just it takes a second. The mother wasn't even doubting it. Like, I love that. It makes me feel good. Gosh. Oh, I miss old Marvel. It wasn't even that long ago.
Yep.
But yeah, so I thought we were talking about games here.
Yeah, I know. We got sidetracked. But,
It's easy. It's so easy on these streams.
Well, there was didn't they make a Telltale's game like Guardians of the Galaxy?
I think they did, and there's also the other game they made, which is like an Uncharted style kind of game.
They also did Batman. How's that one? The Batman Telltale's game.
Yeah. I don't never really could get. I think I played the Back to the Future game. I didn't get too far in it.
Okay.
I don't know. It just never really could get into that style of games.
Yeah.
Like I remember they were really popular because like the iPads were blowing up in the 2010s, and those games were like perfect for the iPad. So like a lot of people bought them on there.
Oh yeah.
So, what are some of your favorite superhero games? Like, what's your top 5?
Oh God, Arkham City 1 definitely. I haven't played all the way through Night, sadly, but so I can't include it on there. But Arkham City and Arkham, these are no particular order, but Arkham City and Arkham Asylum definitely on there. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 is on there. I gotta give a shout out to Spider-Man 2, the movie game, because I had that for the GameCube. I think that was awesome. And it kind of, like you said before, it kind of like opened the gate to like all the other Spider-Man games, made them, that they use that same kind of like web slinging mechanic. And then I guess another one, number 5, what would it be? You know what? I guess this will be part of mine, but also I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. I actually enjoyed DC Universe Online.
I do too, actually. I actually a creature on there.
I enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. I first played it probably in probably when it first came to Xbox One. That's when I first played it. And I played I paid the subscription fee for it, and I did that for a couple months. But when I stopped playing it not because I didn't like it, not because I wasn't getting bored with it. It was I could not justify paying for Xbox Gold plus a subscription to play, to play that. And it's like, well, it is free to play, but there's so much stuff held back if you don't pay to play. If you don't pay for the subscriptions, and it's $15 subscription. If it was one or the other, I wouldn't mind. But you have to pay both.
Even with the subscription, I feel like there's not enough there to justify the subscription. Like
that's what I'm saying.
There's enough of the game there. Like they rotate out. Because basically what it is you go to level 30, then it's a gear race, and then from there they have like these little episodes, like these little mini expansions, which you can buy a la carte, which I actually really do appreciate that with them. But they rotate it out, so like you can play new ones every so often as a free-to-play player. It's a game that I like check back in every now and then because it's nice to play in short bursts.
Oh yeah, and what I forget, it's been such a long time since I played. What is the the items that are floating around that you pick up? Use them to craft.
There's a couple different ones because like they have the relics, like the trinkets that you power up with like the nth metal. Then every so often you have to do the breakthrough.
I think they're like the nanobots or whatever.
Yeah, those aren't really as. I don't think they even have those anymore. It's basically just like nth metal stuff. They have like these trinkets you power up.
Okay, but. So what I would do, here's what I would do is I would me and some friends would play. We would play on Xbox, playing the game together, and we would go around like say Gotham City, and there would be a route that we would take, and we would just go loop around this route, and we would just hang out and talk, and not really playing the game, but just going around, flying around this route, collecting the stuff, because by the time you come all the way back, it would have respawned, and we just keep collecting. And then what we would do is we would actually put that on the marketplace that was in the game. And
money as a free to play player is like next to useless though, because if you get to a certain level, it just goes into escrow, and it's like it's useless. Like it's like
that's what I'm saying.
Money for as a free to play player is repairing your gear, and that's literally it.
That's really it. That's what I'm saying. But we were playing, but we were playing as with the subscription fee. So you could make and have access to millions of dollars. So I remember a friend of mine, he told me, he said, you want to make money easy. He said, go around and collect all that stuff, during the week that we're just doing that. I said, okay. So during the week I would play for maybe about an hour or two and just go around collecting all that stuff. And he said, Thursday night, he said, go on there and put it down, like $250,000 is what you want for your stuff, right? I said, okay, cool. And I said, do you think someone will buy it? He said, oh yes, someone will buy it. So the next day, I had $250,000 in my account. Someone had bought all the stuff I had collected, and I said, dude, how did you know that? He said, because I'm a longtime player. He goes, I played on the PC. He said, you have these players who have been playing this game forever. They don't feel like collecting anything, and they have tons of money. So what they're going to do is on Friday night, they want to relax and play. They don't want to grind. So throwing $250,000 to people like you is nothing to them. So I was like, that's actually really solid advice. So that's cool. So basically they can get all their crafting done because they have so much money because they've been playing for years and years and years. So yeah, he was just like, yeah, that's how you make money in the game is you farm for the guys who actually have money.
Hey, Caster, if you ever want to play DC Online together, let me know. We could even stream it, maybe. I don't know, because I actually recreated Screecher on that game.
I hope my stuff's still on there because I made a Green Lantern and I love her so much. I hope she's on there.
I made Screecher. I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I made a Lantern character, and I learned how to play the control part of that. And here's the thing: is that game is really fun when you actually have a full team with like every role. So you have your tank, your damage dealer.
Yeah, mechanically, it is a brilliant game. Like, the movement's really nice. I love acrobatics. Acrobatics is such a fun way to move around.
Oh yeah,
flying's cool. Super speed can be tricky. I'm not really about that, but like acrobatics is so much fun. Like you could create a Spider-Man character in that game and it'd be pretty sweet.
Like we had a healer, a tank, and the control, which was me, and for the longest time, and we were having such a hard time leveling up till finally one guy convinced one of his friends to play, and he was just DPS. And from that point on, things got so much easier because we were not pushing out damage whatsoever as tank, healer, and control. So once we had a guy who was just pure DPS, oh man, that game went so much faster and so much easier. Our boss battles went so much better because our boss battles would take forever to do because our tank is he's aggro the entire time.
That is so weird. Because usually in MMOs, everyone wants to be a DPS. Like, that's why, like, if you ever do, like, dungeon queues, it's, like, forever as a DPS, but if you're a tank or a healer, it's, like, almost instantly.
Well, that was the thing, is we had, we would have to do that. Like, that's why it was so much easier to get a DPS character. Because everyone was like, all right, I'm going to play tank. All right, I'm going to play this. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to play control. And then, then we had someone, that's why it was so much easier to convince. That was why it was easier to convince a normie to play, because they could just have fun playing DPS. We're like, look, you see that guy over there that's attacking our tank? Just shoot him. Just keep
See,
attacking
the other
him.
thing is, DC Universe On like makes it really easy to like role play as a character because like the costume system, like you just change it on the fly. They don't care. So my main character, my other character other than Screecher, is a character called Dr. Strangeglove. Basically, he's flying as his movement type. He's a magician with pistols, and basically his thing is he's like a demonically infused magician.
Okay.
It is so much. It is so cool because like you got that really solid character backstory, and you kind of play as him. Like I basically have like a tuxedo kind of like costume with like a hood, and I got like demonic arms and legs. It's
Well, that's
so
one thing.
cool.
That's one thing I love about the game is that you can switch costumes on the fly. But here's the thing, though. The armor and pieces you get, you can make them look like other pieces. So you're gonna have that mishmash of armor that some people get in RPGs, but this one you can actually make it look like.
And the problem is a lot of MMOs. We're talking about like Transmog. A lot of MMOs you have to like go to town, like go to like the city, find this one place, find this one guy that allows you to do transmog. Here in DC Online, it's like a freaking menu. You just open up the menu, you pick it, and you do it right then and there. It makes it so easy, you know. And it's really great if you're like doing role play. Like let's say your character like takes off their helmet, you just go into the menu, click off your helmet.
Yeah. And what's cool is you could have the same armor on all the time, but you can switch to like how it looks on the fly. So you can change how your armor looks. So like what was cool was we would have in our before this was it was so corny. Before we would go on missions, we would actually have our streetwear. So like I would wear like blue jeans and a t-shirt and a ball cap, and they would just be wearing like suit and tie or whatever. And then when we go on a mission, we'd be like, okay guys, and then like switch over to our costumes, and like oh yeah, like we're transforming, and it was just so stupid, but I loved it. But yeah, it was cool. You could and the thing was just like a role playing game. You could make your own character and give your own backstory. Like I think my Green Lantern had like a robotic arm because they got it taken off, but so they had like I think they were cybernetic. They were quadriplegic, but they had cybernetic arms and legs. But they also were like given a lantern ring, So
yeah, it's really great. Like the character creation is it's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
it's really good.
The game has very solid mechanics, and I like the system they do where it's like piecemeal, and they do like a wide variety of stories. They rotate them. Like I even love like the seasonal things, like the Christmas event where you can literally like they say, "Oh, congratulations, you just saved Christmas," and like you have like this dungeon boss fight with like Larfleeze and like presents. Like they go the extra mile on that game. Like the problem is, it's very limited. It's like you got like a actually decent questing experience up until level 30, and then it's just you're hanging out in the queue the rest of the game.
Yeah, and then and I do like the Halloween event where you have to fight Clarion the Witch Boy.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, or like when they do like the crime syndicate one where it's like where they're just going on about the crime Bible.
Yep. And I also it's one of those games like we were talking about, a game that has like a lot of lore. It has a lot of lore in the game too for for normies in there, so they can get quite acquainted with some maybe more heart like more obscure characters and stuff.
Yeah, and the other thing is the voice acting. Like they brought in a lot of the animated voice actors. Like Kevin Conroy voices Batman. I think they got like Tim, like one of like George Newbern, his voice Superman. They got like the Justice League Brainiac, like a lot of like the classic ones. Did they say what they're doing with like the Batman actor now that Kevin Conroy's passed? Because obviously they're going to want to do Batman DC Online. So like, are they going to bring someone else in?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
That's a bridge they're going to have to cross, honestly.
But I would like to see like DC Universe Online. I would like to see it get like a graphical update.
I think they were saying they were going to do that.
And because the game has been out since 2011.
Like, it doesn't look terrible.
It doesn't look terrible, but it definitely is like dated. And it would be nice to actually have it like, I would actually like a part 2 maybe, or like something where, we got more missions and stuff, more storyline. Because like you said, there's only so much story you can play in the game. I also like the fact that you can do, you have 3 different base, you can play, and what's cool is you can play as a villain too. You can play as a villain or a superhero. And you have
that's their faction. That's their factions.
Yeah, and you have you can play as part of the Justice League or the Legion of Doom. And what I like about it is that you get to pick basically 3 different paths. So you can be either the metahuman, the magic path, or the
tech hero.
The tech hero. So like for instance, and you have to pick a mentor. So if you're going to be a metahuman, you follow Superman. If you're going to be a magic hero, you follow Wonder Woman. If you're going to be a tech hero, you follow Batman. And then you do the opposite for the villain. So you play your mentors on the other one is Lex Luthor, Cersei, and the Joker. Which
the problem is,
the
problem is outside of the opening dungeon, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, but it's just cool what missions you'll go on, and you'll have, and it's fun to like do the different paths and see which ones you're gonna do.
And that's the problem is the level experience is like Metropolis or Gotham. That's literally it.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is like, and again, this is a game from 2011, so if they remade it, you could have much more different places. You could have, and they do have some places like Themyscira. Yeah,
they have like, but they're not. They have mini questing areas that you do dailies in.
Yeah, but they're not nearly as expansive as like Metropolis or Gotham. But yeah,
what I loved is they always had like these like mini storylines, and they ended it with a dungeon. And they have like really cool stuff. Like you team up with somebody. One of my favorites was you're doing like a Poison Ivy one. And like Robin gives you his mask, like, oh, I should be immune by now. And like later on, Robin gets caught and he's enthralled by like the toxic stuff. I guess he wasn't immune. Yeah, I love those little things.
Yeah, and and I like, and then you have like some bosses roaming around, like through the city. Way too powerful. But I tell you what. It is so satisfying when you do finally get on that level.
What's really this is a little bit of criticism. Is sometimes you're in like a questing area and you're like beating up some guys, and all of a sudden like a big ass mob, like you're in the hospital area in like Metropolis. All of a sudden Bizarro comes walking through, and like he starts one shotting everybody. It's like, dude.
Yeah, he starts one shotting everybody, and then if you have, luckily sometimes you can actually farm XP through that. Because you could have just be in the right time at the right place and get that XP from someone else beating them up.
Oh yeah.
But oh man, I swear to God, when we were powerful enough, we went back and beat the shit out of Solomon Grundy, and I was like, did you think we was not coming back for you, dog? Did you think we was not coming back for you? Like, and we just started beating his ass up like it was a gang beating. Just like, yeah, okay, get him.
Hey, Herman.
Hey, Herman.
Yeah, like I do enjoy DC. I do kind of pop in every now and then. I'm due for another pop in, honestly.
It says, too bad it's not cross-platform. I thought it was cross-platform.
It's kind of cross-platform. Like the Xbox version is kind of quarantined off. I think PC and PlayStation is. I'm not exactly sure.
It says Black Reaper also says now you don't need gold.
Oh yeah. They kind of made a change. Like a lot of the games, like a lot of the MMO games, you don't need gold for them.
Okay, but you still need that subscription, which I don't know. Just I'm trying to talk myself out of not getting sucked back into that game because that's where I'm going to be for the rest of my life. Because it's such an addictive game. It's such a fun game to play and play with
I don't
friends.
know. I never found it to be too addictive. Like, it was fun. It's a fun game. The ones that were addictive for me were stuff like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14 Online. Oh, I want to get more people into World of Warcraft so bad.
Black River says, I made the Emerald Flash. LOL. Flash powers with Green Lantern combined. So he was a speedster with the ring. That's funny.
Oh, wow. That's actually kind of dangerous, not going to lie.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about DC Online, like the sheer creativity. Like, I actually once created a character called Firestrand. So get this. He was a speedster that used a bow, but he had fire powers as well. So just imagine like somebody like running around you and their streaks are fire and they're just shooting flaming arrows. Like, I love that. Like, the creativity.
Like I had a character not too dissimilar to that. I had a chick who she was a speedster, but and she had fire powers, but she used twin guns. And then I got to thinking, somebody says, why do you use guns if you have super speed? And I was like, shut up, because it's cool, that's why. I was like, because I can appear right behind you and shoot you before you realize it. That's why. You know?
But if you can appear right behind him, why not just like stab him in the neck and then go?
Black River says, can I show you on Discord all my characters? I don't have a problem with that. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Black Reaper, drop them in the Phoenix Press Discord. Go ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'd really like to see that, actually.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let me just take a look. Put it in the water cooler. Discord water cooler channel, please.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that later on after the stream. Speaking of which, so
yeah, like I was already kind of starting to get towards wrapping up like a half hour ago. Then we got on this like long ass discussion about DC Online, which, to be fair, is a superhero game, so it counts.
Yeah, it counts. Yeah, and it really got. And I'm gonna say real quick before we get into another rant, but I'm gonna say it really. I think it helps you, especially if you're a normie. I think it really helps you, pulls you into the DC universe. And I think it represents the DC universe pretty good. Mm-hmm. And I think all around it's a great game. It's one of those games again, like Arkham Asylum. It helps you, pulls you into that world, and I love that. I absolutely love games like that. That they pull you into the larger comic book world, and you get to see more than just what you normally know about Batman, or what you normally know about Wonder Woman or Green Lantern or whatever. You know, I love games when they do that. Like Ultimate Alliance does that too, where Ultimate Alliance, they have so much lore and so much characters that they pull you into that world, and it's just like you want to know more about that world, you know. And then you know, and then you have DC, then you have then you have how Disney's taking care of it, and you're like, damn, I miss Marvel, I miss DC. Right. I missed them so bad. But anywho.
Yep, so tomorrow we'll be talking some Punisher symbols with Mike Barron, who is a famous Punisher scribe. Jared will be there. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, please consider being a torchbearer. That's our membership for this channel. You get to drop some sick emojis, membership streams, and also membership shout-out. Speaking of which, I'd like to shout out Jared from Comics League, Jason Ingram, and JB for being members on this channel. I really appreciate it. It's just $5 a month, and I really appreciate it. Make sure to like the stream, subscribe if you can. Friday, we'll be on the Frenzy. We'll be doing Batman and Robin, the hockey team from hell. Saturday, we'll be continuing doing some Cyberpunk. Hopefully, OBS doesn't die midstream.
Yeah,
That's never happened before. I have no clue what like OPS can be kind of stupid sometimes.
Yeah, and just so you all know, if we do crash or anything, like just wait a second, we'll be back. It's don't worry. We'll try what we can to get back online. So
We got things figured out.
Unless we do get taken down for some like copyright strike or anything, we will let you know. Okay, so
Well, for Cyberpunk, I specifically like toggled the option of like it doesn't play copyright music, and it also censors the nudity.
Good, but I'm just saying, like, if something like that were to happen during the stream, we'll let you know if it's like something bad. But normally, it's just a crash. Just sit back, relax, and wait for us to get back to you.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us, everyone. And then next week, me and Caster will be talking about RPGs, our favorites, our least favorites, and why the genre just seems to not go away.
You mean the grenades or the games?
Yes. All right. Good night, everybody.